Okay, here we go. So I did a poll on Twitter to ask what people think that my next unpopular opinion should be about, and the results came out: feminism. Oh god, this could be bad. Okay, so the first thing I want to address and make sure that we get one thing straight is that I am not about to bash equality. I absolutely believe in equality. I believe that nobody should be judged based on the way that they were born, based on the circumstances in which they were born, based on the circumstances in which they find themselves that are out of their control. But that is kind of the dividing line between equality and modern feminism. When Susan B. Anthony took up the torch of feminism, there was really a fight to be had. There was something big there to be accomplished, and I agree, women were used. Women were treated very poorly. And all the way through the 60s and everything, these feminist movements, these big, amazing accomplishments that women have made, I am just proud as hell of you. But if you are younger than me, by the way, I was born in 1989, the very tail end of it, so essentially a 90s kid. I was raised through the 90s era, so if you are younger than me, then you don't have the right to use the word patriarchy. Modern feminism is absolute bull. I'm specifically calling out American feminism. We are so close to the tipping point where men become the household object that it needs to stop. So if we're talking about equality, let's talk about that. The equal doesn't mean that everybody is given all of the same things, that everybody is treated exactly the same way. Because when we are all exactly the same, there's other problems created in that. I realize that saying separate but equal will cause some problems with some people. But men and women are supposed to be different. Men and women are supposed to be what makes the other one perfect. There's the beauty of women and there's the beauty of men, and when they come together, they make one whole person. And I'm not trying to get into like gay relationships or anything like that either. I don't have a problem with that or anything. Don't get me wrong there. I'm just saying that from a male perspective, from a heterosexual male perspective, what I like about women is what makes them different from men. Newsflash here, I'm not into men. And so for men like myself, as women become more and more like men, it kind of narrows the dating pool just a little bit. And the truth is, most women don't want to be treated like men. They want to pick and choose when they're treated like men and maintain their femininity. They want to maintain what makes them feminine. So, gentlemen, I'm going to talk directly to you real quick. If you're watching this video, please, by all means, absolutely the right thing to do is when a woman's stepping off of a tall step, you offer your hand to let her down. You offer to pay for dinner. You offer to open the door for her. You do anything that makes you a gentleman. And women, if you don't want that treatment, say, "Oh, no thank you, I've got this," and do it yourself. And that way, everybody comes out the winner. But if you blow up on somebody for being nice to you, then you are fighting the battle for people to not be nice anymore, and I don't think you want to live in that kind of world. Allow gentlemen to be gentlemen. They were raised to do it. Well, some of them were raised to do it. And to yell at them for paying you a compliment, to yell at them for treating you special, so the world that you want to live in is a world where you don't feel special. Maybe you could call me pretty every now and then. Men would love to have the attention that women get. And I mean that. I mean that. And I mean, don't do it in a violent way. And men don't do it in a violent way either. But if you turned the attention of women towards whistling at men and telling them that they look good today, and hell, even a little bit of a sexual innuendo, I think the response would be pretty favorable. I personally am not in the dating pool. I am not interested in finding anybody to date or anything like that. I am not even really all that attracted in other women, since I've got a beautiful, wonderful wife that is just my favorite person. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, sure, just trying to save face. No, seriously, when you find somebody that means that much to you, it changes your perspective on how you see the rest of the world, and you take yourself off of the market, and you stop looking at other people that way. So I'm just seeing people. But for all of the guys who are on the dating pool, it has become a very, very scary time to try and hit on a girl, to try and let them know that they're attracted to them, because what they might run into is when they say something that they think is completely innocent, the other person might take it as assault. They might take it as offensive, and this person could not only end up with, embarrassed the way it's always been, striking out, but at this point could actually make it on the news, could be drug out as a sex offender for saying nothing more than that they find a girl attractive. They're not trying to accost you. I mean, some of them are. There are bad guys out there, but some of them, most of them, are just awkward. Men are awkward. Did you like the little high-pitched thing there? Because I did. Anyway, men are awkward people, and you gotta allow for that. They're gonna say some weird, messed up things every now and then, and let it play to the next sentence. Let it play. Let it go for a minute. Find out if they're a creep. If they're a creep, by all means, eject them from that situation. But it could just be that they're incredibly nervous, and more so now that everything is so scary. I have actually gone up to complete strangers before because I thought that they were pretty or I liked what they were wearing, and I have told girls that just point blank, I've said, I am not hitting on you, don't take this the wrong way, I just wanted to let you know that you are beautiful. That in my opinion, you are beautiful. This was not me hitting on them. This was not an attempt at motivating them to want to have sex with me. This was me stating what, in my opinion, I felt because I wanted to make somebody else feel special. I wanted to make somebody else feel beautiful. And I don't see the problem with being nice. We now live in a world where it is a volatile subject for somebody to be nice. I'm not trying to make anybody feel like a victim. I'm trying to make them feel the opposite. I'm trying to empower them. I am trying to make them feel special and loved by the world around them, even people they don't know. Because people deserve to feel that way. I am not attracted to masculinity, and so it would be hard for me to say this from my perspective, but based on the fact that the brawny man was designed to sell paper towels to women, I'm going to say that the majority of women find masculinity attractive. And all the gross, weird things that come with it. In a weird sort of way, I think that women want a manly man who's just a little off-putting, and I find them very, very off-putting. I don't know where I stand on the masculinity spectrum. Although blacksmith, so that's got to count for something. But so I don't know where I fall on that spectrum. And ladies, go ahead. Let me know. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. I don't know where I fall on that, but that's not the important part. The important part is that if you try to take away everything that makes a man, and take away everything that makes a woman, and make them the exact same thing, you're not only taking what men think are attractive away from women, you're going to end up taking what women think is attractive away from men, because men are forced to react by changing who they are fundamentally to match a more female-based society, so that they don't fall under the same problems that they're falling under right now. and the result will be hyper feminine men. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that would say that's a great thing. And sure, if that's you, that is a great thing. But I believe that a lot of women would fight on the side of that they want their men to stay masculine. And so you can't, for the feminists, you can't just assume that you're fighting for the rights of all women. Now, the double standard does have to go. Don't high-five a guy for having sex and then slut-shame the girl for doing the same thing. Things like that. If you're going to treat one way, treat the other, or, you know, the same way. Because that is part of the problem. I believe it's that women don't feel like they can do all the same things guys do because of the response of the culture to women acting a certain way. And again, I don't want women to act like men. I don't find men attractive. I want women to act like women. But sure, give them some more freedoms in the way that we treat them for acting naturally. If everybody just acts naturally, I think the dividing line will come back. I think what makes women women and what makes men men will become very clear again if we just all act based on our natures. If everybody just acted the way that they're wired to act, but tried to appeal to the nicer side of it, tried to appeal to the side of it that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that, I feel like everybody would move into their category again and calm down, and this wouldn't be such an issue. The fact that female rights is an issue for my unpopular opinion videos, for something that could possibly get me hate mail, the fact that women's rights is a thing that attracts the attention that I'm expecting this one to attract is sad. Because absolutely, people should be treated like people. And yes, they're people. And if that's not your opinion, then maybe don't post that in the comments and bring hell down on yourself. I am willing to take the social media blast that this might cause, but don't bring it on yourself in the comments by sharing any volatile opinions about the subjects that I've covered in this, because I mean, I leave that to you, but I don't see any reason for you to bring hell down on your head. So while I'm sitting here talking on the subject of equality, I realize that I cannot sit here in a tie in my office and say that my white, heterosexual male life has not been privileged. I absolutely agree. But did I ask to be born this way? Did I ask to be born a man? Did I ask to be born white? Did I ask to be born into any family that I was born into? No. And I have, throughout my life, been made to feel bad about it, and I decided at one point, screw that. I am not going to feel bad for something I had no control over, just as I'm not going to make anybody else feel bad for something they didn't have any control over. But I'm not even about to be sitting over here acting like, feel bad for me, because no, I realize I'm coming from a point of absolutely so much of my life has just been handed to me, and it's been so easy. The point being, everybody came from somewhere. Everybody's got something that in the eyes of the world makes them look negative, makes them look like they're coming from a negative light. And it's not about how you were born. It's not about the situation that you were born in. It's about how you decide to use it. This video is not touching in on homosexuality or transgenders or any of those other subjects. I am specifically talking about feminism from women, from the female perspective and from the male perspective. I am simply taking a narrow little view from a whole world of other subjects. So do not take this and run with it as I am saying anything negative about any other subject. Matter of fact, if you want to hear me say something about other subjects, if you want to be able to run with your little flag and tell me off, post in the comments what you want my opinion on that doesn't pertain to the opinions I've shared already. And I would love to share my opinion on it, and maybe it's a positive one, maybe it's a negative one, but yeah, just give me some ideas for some opinions to share. Okay, this is what I assume will be an unpopular opinion. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, go ahead and hit that dislike button. I don't care. Share this around either out of outrage or out of support. Let's get this thing views if you want it to, and if not, thank you for the view that it already got. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, go check out my other channel, Dark Steel Knives, and you can also find me on Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt. You can find me all over the place, so if you're interested in finding out more about me, I'm all over the internet, including rowanwoodart.com, where you can buy some of my knives, and you can purchase a Dark Steel t-shirt to help support me in my YouTube career. Again, thank you for watching. Bye.